Welcome to the Sureway English PTE Super Series lecture number 6. Today we are going to talk about the Summarize Text question type. Make sure that you watch this video till the very end. You will learn the perfect method, get some excellent advice, and have some solid practice. So make sure that you watch this video till the very end. To begin with, let's start with a question right away. In your PTE exam, you will get a text up to 300 words, and then you will have to write a summary which should be one single sentence of 5 to 75 words in 10 minutes. Here's the question. Now if you want, you can pause the video right now and first write the summary, take 10 minutes, and then come back and resume the video, or you can just continue with the discussion. Okay, so this is your question. The first step in tackling questions of this type is you have to identify what the key points are. In this case, I've highlighted the key points in green. Now, the way to go about this is you start from the beginning, right? And when a concept is introduced or an idea is introduced, you know that's something that you probably have to consider for your summary. So in this case, it starts by talking about a bonus round. So we'll pay attention to what the bonus round is. It follows a main game as a bonus. Yes, so that sounds like important information. And in it, the stakes are higher and the game is considered to be tougher. And then it tells a bit about the gameplay or the format. It varies from the standard gameplay. Now after that, there's more information on there are often borrowed elements of the main game, or some end games are referred to as bonus rounds, etc. But all of this is supplementary information. You only have 5 to 75 words and one sentence, so just take the key points and leave the rest. Then there's no one formula for the format of a bonus round. It can be different, for different bonus rounds. Then the passage talks about the history that until 1960s, most game shows did not offer a bonus round. So that will be one of our points. And of course, it tells more about in traditional two-player formats. But so it's some information, some general information about game shows, but we don't need that. So we'll ignore that, just as we ignored all of this. The earliest forms of bonus rounds was the jackpot round of the original series Beat the Clock. Now many times you will not consider the examples, okay, but if there's only one example which they have given and they are talking a lot about it, then that means it's important, and in this case it is one of the earliest forms, so that makes it a significant example, and that's why we will consider it. So a bonus round, game as a bonus, then stakes. It can vary from the standard gameplay. There's no formula for the format. Until 1960s, most game shows did not offer a bonus round, and then an example of an earliest form of the bonus round. Then what you do in step 2, you take all those key points and you just write them on the screen as it is. So bonus round follows a main game as a bonus. So what we have done, we've just taken them and we've written them as it is. Now the last step, which will take most of your time, most of your 10 minutes, is you have to take them, combine them together, all the phrases, and then improve them so that it looks like one good single sentence. In this case, maybe you can start by saying a bonus round follows a main game as a bonus, and the stakes are higher and the game is considered to be tougher, but the gameplay usually varies from the standard gameplay, and there is no one formula for the format of a bonus round. Now that whole, you can say that becomes your one sentence, and then for this you can combine this into one sentence, that until the 1960s most game shows did not offer a bonus round, and The jackpot round of the original series Beat the Clock was an early example. But these are two sentences. What we need is we need one single sentence. So you still need to, but at least what you have done is from 10 or 9 sentences, you've now just reduced it to 2 sentences. So it's always a, you will try one combination, then you will improve it, you will try another combination, and then finally, once you have done that, you have refined all of that, you will arrive at a combination which will be one good sentence. So in this case, bonus round, which is a special high stake and more challenging round at the end of a game with varying formats and a gameplay that can differ from that of the main game, became more common after 1960s with series such as Beat the Clock including a bonus jackpot round. So you will have to try a couple of structures, till you get a structure which sounds like one complete good sentence. Now always leave out a couple of minutes in the end for a review. So when you are reviewing, think of it as if you are looking at this for the first time. Then does it sound to you like one complete sentence? If it does, then very good, you have written a good response. If it doesn't, then that means you need to adjust the grammar, you need to connect the phrases better, or sometimes you will have to move some part in the beginning or some part of the sentence in the end so that it connects better. So that's why always leave some time in the end. Now if you have already written a response, make sure that you compare it with this sample response. Okay, let's go to the next slide and just review what are the key takeaways so far. Very first thing, in the first couple of minutes, identify the key points, then write all the key points and start combining the phrases. Make sure to paraphrase, use different words, use slightly different vocabulary. Keep improving till it becomes one sentence, and then leave time in the end for a review. So keep those points in your mind, and I'm quite sure if you follow these steps, you will be able to write a good summary. Now if you haven't subscribed already, then make sure please subscribe to the channel and also like the video. It helps a lot. If you subscribe, you will be notified of the next Super Series lecture. Now let's go to question number 2. Here it is. Again, you can pause the video for 10 minutes and write a response, then come back and proceed with the discussion, or you can just continue with the video. Okay, so again, following our steps, the key points here, I've identified cheese sandwiches. This is what it was about. They can be grilled, and so the bread is toasted and the cheese melts, and it can be done on a frying pan or a griddle. Another form of this cheese sandwich is the cheese toasty, and made by baking or grilling a cheese sandwich in an oven or an electric toaster, and it's popular across the world, and in the US it's been there since around 1920s. So those are the main points. Now we take those main points and we put them together. Here we are. Now just try to combine them together. Let's start with saying cheese sandwiches grilled. Let's change it a bit. Grilled cheese sandwiches have toasted bread and melted cheese and can be made on a frying pan or a griddle, but they can also be made into a toasty form by baking or grilling in a cheese sandwich, by making or grilling in an oven or an electric toaster, and they have been popular across the world and in the US since 1920s. So this looks more or less like a good structure. Now that's one iteration, one cycle. When you come up with a sentence like that, make sure that all pieces they fit together, then go back and review, keep improving till you have a good solid final response. Here it is, that grilled cheese sandwich, which can be toasted bread and melted cheese made on a pan or griddle, or a toasty version made by either baking or in an electric toaster, is commonly eaten as a snack or at lunchtime, is popular all across the world, and has been available in the US since 1920s. Now, if you have been paying attention, you will notice that this was not a point which we noted down as the key point in the beginning. Okay, but when we were reviewing in the end, we felt that we are still within the word limit, and we can also tell it looks like good information that when this kind of a sandwich is usually eaten. So in the end, if you find any key information that is missing, you can also include that. Alright, so that's your response to the summary. Make sure that you compare your sample response with this sample response, and as I said, always look at your response as if you are looking at it the first time, okay, as a new person. That way you will know if it's missing any information or if it's looking like separate sentences. It should look like a proper sentence, proper single sentence with the right punctuation marks. Alright, so with that we come to the end of this super series lecture. I hope that helps. You find it useful. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment, and if you are looking for more resources, check the video description and visit the sureway-english.com website for courses and many other options. Keep studying, keep working hard. All the best.